on this freezing cold day. Unfortunately, it's going to be cold for a little while, at least until next week. So kind of thinking maybe winter might be upon us officially, y'all, with the way things have been feeling as far as the temperature goes. So I was hoping it was just a cold front, y'all. I hate the cold, but I don't know. We'll see. See how things go over the next week or so. But I want to officially welcome y'all to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony Zamberlin YouTube channel, where we read from a Daily Reader book or a devotional. Right now we're in a book. And we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here. Excuse me. Give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm back. We meet on here daily, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for future updates and podcast episodes. Let's see here. And I'm hoping I'm on the right YouTube channel, y'all. I've got a couple different YouTube channels, so if not, I apologize. One of them is for my driving and really karaoke Uber business, and the other one is my personal channel. So if you're on here, you're on the channel, I apologize. I've got Tony Zamberlin as where I do the podcast episodes typically, and the other one is Karaoke Driver Tony for my driving stuff. But hey, you know what? If you're on here, you're on the karaoke one, so much the better. You're about to get a lot of value out of this anyway. So, yeah, so I don't think it's going to matter either way. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and come to a stopping point in whatever you're doing right now, and just find somewhere safe where you can be comfortable for the next few minutes, as we're going to get into our the relaxation portion of the podcast. We're going to start that off with gratitude. Actually, I love to start out every day with gratitude. Gratitude is very important, I believe. Really, all things in our life, and think it helps make things better. It helps us feel better, decreases stress, lowers blood pressure. You name it, right? There's a lot of gratitude. Practicing gratitude has a lot of benefits. If you're drinking anything this morning, cheers to you. Purified water. Okay. So today, what am I grateful for today? What am I going to be grateful for? I think today I'm going to say that I'm grateful for Kleenexes, because toilet paper rubs my nose raw. At least most kind does. Some kind don't, but this is specifically made to blow my nose with. So sometimes I have allergies during allergy seasons. I am in immunotherapy, so it's not horrible, but sometimes I do still have that. I have to deal with that. So, oh Lord. All right. Like I forgot something at the house that I needed to bring with me, and I didn't bring it. So it is what it is. No worries. Can't change the past, right? Can only change our experience of the past and our interpretation of events from the past, which is actually some interesting stuff I've been getting into lately myself, to help really get some energy, really emotions unstuck from the body and changed or released, right? So take a moment, just think of what you're grateful for this morning. I'll give you a minute to do that, and once you get something, if you're comfortable sharing with the world out there, just go ahead and drop it down below in the comment section. And yeah, I'd love to read those. I'm sure everybody else would too. So Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get cranking with our relaxation portion of the podcast. What in the world is going on with that? Okay, let's see. Playing with something in my door over here that's getting kind of slid around over here. I don't know what that is. What's going on with that? And you got a little, guess you say, got a little distracted over here in my door dealing with something that's trying to be out of place. I need to put it in another place here. There it goes. There it goes. I think we're a little better right there. I think it'll be better off right there. So, okay. All right, so go ahead and just, if it's comfortable for you doing so this morning, you can go ahead and close your eyes and just take some slow, deep breaths. Breathing in your nose, out your mouth. That lighting's going to be okay. I think it's okay. Let's move it that way a little bit. And just get present this morning. If you're regretting something about the past, just let that go for the time being. Surrender it to God, to the universe, whatever you want to call it. And if you have any fears about the future, just let that go as well. And just trust that you'll do the right thing in the moment. You'll be provided the right guidance to make the right choices each and every moment. No need to look to the future. It says in the Bible, if y'all read the Bible, that don't worry about tomorrow's. Don't worry about tomorrow. Today's got enough things to focus on. Most people live their entire lives and are not focused on the present moment. They're either focused on the future or they're thinking about the past. So it's my goal, part of my goal with this podcast is to get everybody where they can actually live present, live in their bodies right here, right now. Because that's where our power's at, right? We can't change the past and the future's not here yet. Continue breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. With each breath, say with each exhale, feel yourself getting more and more relaxed. Relax your jaws. Do your best to relax the entire body. A lot of times we carry tightness in our body, tension. The body does store emotions too in certain areas. So yeah, we just want to let all that go for the time being, y'all. So this is a safe place to be. You're in a safe place. Not going to tolerate any judgment on this channel. No lashing out, no trolls. So if you're here and that's your intention, you just need to leave. Because if you don't, I'll end up blocking you anyway. So, your choice. But yeah, this isn't a place. I want this to be a safe place for everybody can come, get recharged, learn how to live healthier and better lives. More present. So life is short, right? So we just do the best we can each and every day to improve. Even if we improve just a little bit, even 1% a day, it's going to make dramatic shifts over time. Take a couple more breaths. Then we're going to do the acceptance prayer. And one more breath. Take it in deep as you can, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, blowing it out audibly. This will help release any other tension you might be holding on to that you haven't let go of yet. And inhale. And exhale. And prayer. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. When I am disturbed, it's because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me, and I can find no serenity till I accept that person, place, thing, or situation being exactly the way it is supposed to be in the moment. Nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Till I could accept my alcoholism, drug addiction, sex and porn addiction, shopping addiction, gambling addiction, negative thinking addiction, my husband, my wife, my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews. I cannot stay sober unless I accept life completely on life's terms. I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. It's good stuff, y'all. I ain't saying it's easy, but yeah, it's good stuff. Oh yeah. Dang, I got a cell phone. One of my cell phone mounts just literally just fell over here. I'm gonna have to just glue this thing. So what I'm gonna have to end up doing to get this thing to stay where it's at. Sorry about that, y'all. Apologize for that. All right, so we're going to get right into our reader this morning. So we continue this journey through a book called Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. You can see it there. Really good book. I've only read about half of it, but I started over just to do this podcast this year, just because it is so powerful. It does mean a lot to me, and it's also really, it can be really transformative too if you apply the principles in here. So that's what the goal is, right? And we're on the chapter, we're on chapter 3. It's called The Anatomy of Emotion. So we're probably going to finish that chapter today, to be honest. I think we're going to finish it. We're going to come close if we don't. So, all right. Thus, the man who successfully handles the crisis of losing a job will never again experience that same fear. He will therefore be more creative on the next job, willing to take the necessary risk to make it a success. He begins to see how that haunting fear of job loss had severely limited his performance in the past, made him fearful and cautious, and cost him self-esteem due to his kowtowing and compliance with his superiors. One benefit from a life crisis is greater self-awareness. The situation is overwhelming, and we are forced to stop all of our diversionary games, take a good look at our life situation and reevaluate our beliefs, goals, values, and life direction. It is an opportunity to reevaluate and let go of guilt. It is also an opportunity for a total shift in attitude. Life crises, as we pass through them, confront us with polar opposites. Shall we hate or forgive that person? Shall we learn from this experience and grow, or resent it and become bitter? Do we choose to overlook the other person's shortcomings and our own, or instead do we resent and mentally attack them? Shall we withdraw from a particular situation or similar situation in the future with greater fear, or shall we transcend this crisis and master it once and for all? Do we choose hope or discouragement? Can we use the experience as an opportunity to learn how to share, or shall we withdraw into a shell of fear and bitterness? Every emotional experience is an opportunity to go up or down. Which do we choose? That is the confrontation. And why is confrontation? I think that is the choice. But okay. We have the opportunity to choose whether we want to hang on or let go of emotional upsets. We can look at the cost of hanging on to them. Do we want to pay the price? Are we willing to accept the feelings? We can look at the benefits of letting go. The choice we make will determine our future. What kind of future do we want? Will we choose to be healed, or will we become one of the walking wounded? In making this choice, it is well to look at the payoff we are getting from hanging on the residuals of a painful experience. What are the satisfactions we are getting? How little are we willing to settle for? Anger, hatred, self-pity, resentments, they all have their cheap little payoff, that little inner satisfaction. Let's not pretend that it's not there. There is a weird, quirky pleasure when we hang on to pain. It certainly satisfies our unconscious need for the alleviation of guilt through punishment. We get to feel miserable and rotten. The question then arises, but for how long? Take, for example, a man who had not spoken to his brother for 23 years. Neither of them could remember what incident was about. It had been long forgotten, but they were in the habit of not speaking, and for 23 years they paid the price of missing each other's company, affection, togetherness in family matters, and all the shared experiences and love they could have had. When the man learned about the mechanism of surrender, he began to let go of his feelings about his brother. Suddenly he broke out in tears of grief, realizing all that had been lost over the years. By forgiving his brother, he triggered a similar response in the brother, and the two were reunited. Then one of the brothers flashed back on the incident. It had been an argument over a pair of tennis shoes. Over one pair of tennis shoes they had paid the price of extending over 23 years. Had the man not learned the technique of letting go, he might well have gone to his grave with the same resentment. So the question is, how long do we want to go on suffering? What are we willing to give? When are we willing to give it up? When is enough enough? It's good, y'all. I gotta mark this. Wow, this is some powerful questions and stuff here. Okay. The part of us that wants to cling to negative emotions is our smallness. It is the part of us that is mean, petty, selfish, competitive, cheap, conniving, mistrusting, vindictive, judgmental, diminished, weak, guilty, ashamed, and vain. It has little energy. It is depleting, demeaning, and leads to the lowering of self-respect. It is the small part of us that accounts for our own self-hatred, unending guilt, and seeking for punishment, sickness, and disease. Is that the part with which we want to identify? Is that the part we want to energize? Is that the way we want to see ourselves? Because if that's the way we see ourselves, that's the way others will see us. Wow. The world can only see us the way we see ourselves. Are we willing to pay those consequences? If we see ourselves as cheap and petty, it's unlikely that we'll be at the top of the company list for a raise. The price of holding on to smallness can be demonstrated with muscle testing. The procedure is fairly simple. Hawkins, 1995-2012. Hold in mind a mean, petty thought and have someone press down on your arm while you resist. Notice the effect. Now choose the opposite view. Picture yourself as being generous, forgiving, loving, and experiencing your inner greatness. Instantly, there will be an enormous increase in muscle strength, indicating a surge of positive bioenergy. Smallness brings weakness, sickness, disease, and death. Do you really want that? Letting go of negative feelings can be accompanied by another very healthy maneuver, which will greatly assist your inner transformation, and that is to stop resisting the positive emotions. Okay. We are going to finish this chapter, y'all, so let's do it. Let's get into some positive emotions. Enhancing positive emotions. The corollary to letting go of negative feelings. Curdy, I'm doing good. How are you? Can you tell me if this is on the Tony Zamberlin channel or the Karaoke Driver Tony channel? I want to make sure I'm on the right channel. I'm supposed to be on the Tony Zamberlin YouTube channel, and I might have made a mistake and went live on the wrong one, but I think it's, I don't know. So, good deal, Curdy. You're getting in just in time here. We're about to get into enhancing positive emotions, finishing this chapter 3 out today, it looks like. So, I just hope I'm on the right channel. If not, I'm going to have to save this video, re-download it, and delete it from the one channel. Put it on the other channel. I ain't going to say I'm going to delete it, but I have to put it on my other channel. All right. Tony's Drive channel. Oh, Lord. All right. Shoot. Well, it is what it is. It's my mistake. No worries. Yeah, somebody come on a little bit earlier, so I had a couple people on there so far, so no worries at all. They'll get a benefit out of it too, so I'll probably just leave it on here, but I'm going to download it and have to put it on the, re-upload it on the Tony Zamberlin channel. That's the one I wanted it on. So, all right, enhancing positive emotions. The corollary to letting go of negative feelings is to stop resisting the positive ones. Everything in the universe has its opposite. Therefore, in the mind, every negative feeling has its counterpart between smallness and greatness, whether we are constantly aware of its existence in the moment or not. Good stuff. Highlight that. A good and very illuminating exercise is to sit down and look at the feeling that is directly opposite of the negative one that we experienced and begin to let go resisting it. Let's say, for instance, that a friend's birthday is coming up. We are feeling resentful and stingy. Therefore, we just can't seem to get out to shop for a present, and the day is getting closer. The exact opposite feelings are those of forgiveness and generosity. We just start looking for the feelings of forgiveness within ourselves and stop resisting it. As we let go of our resistance to being a forgiving person, it often surprises us that it will come up with a surge. We will begin to recognize that part of our nature has always been willing and wanting to forgive, but we didn't dare chance it. We thought we might appear foolish. We thought we were punishing the other person by holding the resentment, but we have actually been suppressing love. In the beginning, we may not consciously feel this specifically about our friend, but we begin to notice that we do have this aspect to our personality. As we keep surrendering our resistance to love, we will notice that within ourselves, there is something that wants to express itself through sharing and giving, letting the past go and burying the hatchet. There is a desire to make a friendly gesture. We want to heal the separation, to repair the wound, to make good the wrong, to express gratitude, and to take a chance on being thought of as a fool. The purpose of this exercise is to locate within ourselves that which can be described as greatness. Greatness is the courage to overcome obstacles. I like that. It is the willingness to move on to the higher level of love. It is the acceptance of others' humanness and having compassion for their suffering by putting ourselves in their shoes. Out of the forgiveness of others comes self-forgiveness and the relief of guilt. The real payoff we get is when we let go of our negativity and choose to be loving. We are the ones who benefit. We are the ones who gain from the real payoff. With this increased awareness of who we really are comes the progressive invulnerability to pain. Once we compassionately accept our humanness and that of others, we are no longer subject to humiliation, for true humility is part of greatness. Out of the recognition of who we really are comes a desire to seek that which is uplifting. Out of it arises a new meaning and context for life. When that inner emptiness due to lack or self-worth is replaced by true self-love, self-respect, and esteem, we no longer have to seek it in the world, for that source of happiness is within ourselves. There you go. There you go. Oh yes, that's hard right there, y'all, but it seems to be true. As within, so without, right? Okay. It dawns on us that cannot be supplied. This cannot be supplied by the world anyway. No amount of riches can compensate for an inner feeling of poverty. We all know of the many multimillionaires who try to compensate for their inner sense of hollowness and lack of inner worth. Once we have contacted this inner self, this inner greatness, this inner completion, contentment, and true sense of happiness, we have transcended the world. The world is now a place to enjoy, and we are no longer ran by it. We are no longer at the effect of it. When we utilize these techniques of relinquishing the negative and surrendering resistance to the positive, sooner or later we come into a sudden comprehensive awareness of our true dimension. Once this has been experienced, it will never be forgotten. The world will never intimidate us again as it once did. There may be continued compliance with the ways of the world out of sheer habit, but the inner driveness, the inner vulnerability, and inner doubt is now gone. Outwardly, the behavior may appear the same, but inwardly, the causes for it are now totally different. The end result of the conscious handling of emotions is invulnerability and imperturbability. Our inner nature is now bulletproof. We are able to go through life with balance and grace. Sound promising, y'all? Stick with us. This stuff will turn you upside down and spin you sideways. All right, so the next chapter is going to be apathy and depression, chapter 4. And we're going to dive into it tomorrow, actually. So y'all buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be good stuff, y'all. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish us up for today. And hope everybody has a great weekend coming up. Tomorrow is actually Friday, so I'll be working today throughout the whole weekend. So y'all take care. God bless. As always, peace and love.